The bodies tell the story and the wicks do the damage. This is one of ICT's most famous quotes, and it's one of the most important aspects when it comes to using his concepts in your trading. So stay tuned while I provide some insight into this truly amazing concept. So what does ICT mean when he says the bodies tell the story and the wicks do the damage? So basically, obviously, he's referring to the bodies of candles. And for the wicks doing the damage, he's referring obviously to the wicks. So what does he mean by that? Basically, he's saying where the bodies open and close is the important part. And by saying the wicks do the damage, meaning they can go above and beyond price action to seek liquidity, especially during times of high impact news, either planned or unplanned. So let's see what this looks like on the chart. So here we have New Zealand dollar, US dollar on Wanda on the 1 week time frame. Now I've highlighted this order block here, just the bodies using this Fibonacci extension, so we can see the mean threshold and we can see discount and premium. Okay, and on top here I've annotated some buy side liquidity in the form of equal highs. So you get a double top here, triple top, and then price comes out and takes that. So we see the order block here. Let's have a look at the bodies. We see the bodies adhering relatively well to the mean threshold. You can see it comes near, it comes through it a little bit, and it just hangs around there. But look at what the wicks are doing. You see a stab up here, here, a huge one here. And even though we close down here, price comes all the way up, takes out this equal highs, and then closes again below the mean threshold of this weekly order block. And then we leave from there. Okay, so now we are entering a fair value gap here on the weekly. So where the bodies close are just as important for fair value gaps or order blocks or any of his other PD arrays. And what is crucial is the time frame that it is happening on. If you're looking to see how the bodies respect this order block, you have to be on the weekly time frame. Look what happens when we go on the daily. Okay, we have your weekly order block annotated nicely here. And then you see price keep expanding up. So at this point, you may be fooled into thinking that we may be bullish and you may be trying to use this order block as support, if that's in your strategy, right? So we see it come down and it comes almost all the way up. And it does come all the way up and takes the buy side liquidity above these highs. But look at the bodies here. So we see this wick here. As we know, wicks are considered inefficiencies as well. Look at the bodies respect this wick. I'm using the high over here and the high of this wick and the top of this wick for the range. But look how we respect the mean threshold. I'm going to move this to the side. Now I want to pay attention to here. Look at this breaker block here. Okay, I'll highlight it with this rectangle tool. And maybe perhaps we can throw in the mean threshold as well. Look how it is respecting the mean threshold relatively well. It's not a rule that it has to close exactly there. It can go above and beyond at certain times, but in most cases, it will respect that. So not only this breaker, we have this wick here as well. Okay, so we have the confluence of multiple things, but we see how the bodies respect it, even though this wick comes out and takes out the high. Now, if you are watching this candle live, we can use the bar replay tool. Okay, we do not have the opportunity on this time frame to do that, but perhaps on the weekly time frame, we can use the bar replay tool. Now we see this, we see a gap here. We may be thinking we want price to return that to take a long, but either way, we see this happen. We see a large engulfing candle. It comes all the way to the top, not taking it out, and then it closes here, and we open up again. Okay, and we start expanding up. At this point, we may be thinking to use this as an order block, but wait, we have to wait for the candles to close. we see price come down and expand. Don't be fooled. We're not using that as an order block. So that's what I mean by the bodies tell the story and the wicks do the damage. So let's go back on the daily. Okay, you can apply this to any gap. We see a gap here. Price does not even come to the mean threshold and we go away. So let's delete this. Have a look again on the weekly. You can find many instances of this. You can see a gap here. So this is what I mean by the bodies can sometimes paint outside of the PD arrays when there are additional wicks and a large range more in a premium area. So we have this gap here and we also have this breaker. So look how we do not disrespect the breaker's body, but we do for the gap here. And on the daily, we see that we come into a more refined gap with a hidden order block. So it's pretty simple. I hope that this has given you some insight into what ICT meant when he said the bodies tell the story and the wicks do the damage. In my opinion, this is one of the most crucial parts of using his concepts. If you do not utilize this, you are really missing out, especially if you do a top-down analysis. So till next time, I hope you found this insightful and I'll see you again. Bye-bye.